Peace and love. Hope all is well. Hope you're feeling blessed and safe and high vibrational. Now in this video, we'll be connected with the energy of Mother Gaia, and we'll be seeing what messages and guidance she has to bring forward. Now this is a timeless connection, but this connection is for whatever messages she has to bring forward for July 2021. If you are looking for a personal, the information is down below in the description box. On this channel, I also channel the energies of some ascended masters, some celebrity energies, as well as the 12 signs of the zodiac. And I thank anybody and everybody for their support and for their presence. So earlier I went out to do this read. I wanted it to be out in nature, but then it began to rain. I'm sorry if you can hear the rain in the background. And there was a sense of Gaia wanting to speak on the healing of the family and the importance of the healing of the family. Now we'll see where we are led. In this read, we'll be using the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck, and also we'll be using the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Now, in the pre-shuffle from the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck, Maintain Your Childlike Spirit came out twice, and it was the only card that came out of the deck. And I was guided to read the book, so I felt like it was important to share it with you. So that's what we're going to do first of all. Apologies. Okay. So it says, maintain your childlike spirit. Nature holds all aspects of light. This light is the same brilliant light that shines out at every child whilst they are still in touch with the magic of the world and nature. Find the innocence of your childhood light within you and reconnect with it. This light represents your virtue and holds the memory of perfect trust, fearlessness in others, and total self-reliance. It will allow you to see the world with the eyes of a child. You will be excited to learn new things every day. How much happier our world would be if everyone reconnected to his or her purest essence. And right now I'm hearing it's about us being happy again and choosing to be happy again. Energy saying, like my Mother Gaia really saying, when it comes to our childlike spirit, see, she's letting me know that she is here, but she's letting energy speak, if that makes sense. There's a part, when energy connects with me, they can connect however vividly they want. So she can really make a presence really vivid as Gaia, or she can just, take a step back and allow it to just come in an energetic form, in an energetic sense, if that makes sense. Now when she's saying, there's a need to go back in many levels. There's a way that we can go back and access happy times, happy moments in terms of maintaining a childlike spirit, but there's also about going back and healing, going back and finding points of trauma or the catalyst of trauma within our childhood. A point in our childhood where things became less childlike, where things became less innocent. Go back to that point, not kind of rectified that point. Okay, what energy is showing me is that sometimes we can't change things physically or change what happened in the past. However, we can create a new narrative. So we can go back to a memory in our mind or in an energetic state in our mind, and we can change the narrative of what happened. Say if we was attacked in the street, or we was mugged by somebody, we can go back to that mugging within our mind, and we can change the narrative of what happened. Instead of leaving the store and being in the wrong place, being in the right place at the wrong time, you could have stayed in the store for 10 more minutes. Or it may not have happened to you, it may have happened to somebody else. But there's a way of creating a new narrative and living on that timeline of the new narrative that you create instead of living that of the old one. I apologise for any snivels. I have kind of hay fever, my nose is really blocked at the moment. I think we're gonna continue with the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck. Let's see what we get through. See what Gaia is saying. She's bringing me to like an intuitive bodily channel. It's like we all have an intuitive connection to our body, and it's more so she's bringing me to the needs of our bodies, what our bodies need. She's saying in terms of like medicine and foods and what our bodies need in that sense, because she's showing me like dogs sniffing out certain plants to eat when they're feeling ill. And she's saying that it's an intuitive knowing of what their body needs, a intuitive bodily calling of what the body is in need of for healing. And she's saying that we all have that, but we all need to kind of connect to that. She's saying that the intuitive connection to our bodies is like our first psychic connection. Ideal course of action. Well, yeah. It's like I said, you see how on this card the chameleon is at the top of this individual's head on their crown. The chameleon is like a shapeshifter, but it's like blends in with its reality. It becomes what it is. It becomes its surroundings. But the fact that it's on the crown, it's like it knows what it needs to become. I can't explain it, but it's like something about absorbing and knowing in relation to the body and how it can change. There's something to do with like the connection between the plant kingdom and the humans. Energy is saying it's a connection that we can learn from the animals, because the animals and the plant kingdom have not disconnected. Animals that eat meat also will engage in vegetation when necessary. Okay, guys, also bringing me to healing and music, and how like music literally changes your character, changes. She's saying that music changes how you see things in the moment of listening. She's also saying in moments of reflection. So when we have listened to a song and then we've stopped listening to it, but we're reflecting upon the lyrics. But she's also showing me whilst we're listening to music, we see the world in a different sense. We get a different understanding of our emotions. We get other perspectives of our emotions. Music enables us to assess things from a higher perspective, from a more heart-centered, connected place of understanding. Music is an expression of the heart, more so an expression of the core, is what's being said. Music has the potential to create foundations and to crumble and break foundations, but it has every potential and every desire, and everything about music is solely for the ascension of planet Earth and the universe. there is no bad music. Even low vibrational music adds a current. And it's not about low vibrational music, it's about perspective, understanding the individual that is receiving this music. Because if I am at a low vibration than somebody that has intentionally made a low vibrational music, that therefore their low vibrational music is going to raise my vibration if my vibration is lower than their low vibrational music. Understand? So there is no kind of low vibrational music or bad music. All music is for ascension. And you're saying whether that's like spiritual ascension, whether it's just ascension of mood, it depends on the person. And you're saying we must take responsibility for what we listen to. People are put on the earth to express, therefore there's a need and a reason why people create low vibrational music. Have you thought that this low vibrational music isn't for you, it's for somebody else at an even lower vibration? She's saying that people have to raise their vibration in increments or it becomes too damaging. Therefore there's going to be a need for darker things to be expressed because people are even beneath that darkness. She showed me levels, and I'm seeing levels, and it's literally blackness, 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 and then we begin to get to like red, and then orange, and it's like levels, and some people are at the darkest of dark, some people are at red, some people are at purple, representing kind of the crown chakra, or your third eye chakra, and it's like before you can go to even red, you still have to go through all the black stages, and then the grey stages, and then the light grey stages. It's just that everybody's at different levels, so we can't blame the artist, we can't look at the artist and think of them as a negative individual. Their expression is for a purpose. Everybody's expression is for a purpose, is for a lesson, is for a teaching, is for a reason. Nobody is here to solely project darkness or negativity, because in that darkness or negativity is a lesson of light, is a teaching of light, but it's about perspective again. Gaia. I knew this, I knew it, I just knew it. When I went to the park earlier, this card didn't come out of the deck, but I saw it flip over when I was shuffling. Be spontaneous. Now the fact that this has came out and we have maintain your childlike spirit, it's telling us again to connect to our child self. Can you see how this individual is kind of a bit bigger than this one? This is kind of a child, this is more of a developed individual, developed character. Energy is just reminding us and giving us the confirmation that there is a need to go back to our childhood, to our younger selves, to happier days, but also to the beginning of trauma or to the beginning of sadness. Now, when this card came out, ideal course of action, I was seeing these. Now, I'm not sure if everybody is aware, but can't remember what kind of flowers these are, but they're the ones where you blow and you make a wish as a child. We then have this card, Make a Wish. When this card came out, I was hearing Make a Wish, but I didn't express the message. Now, this is a physical need for us to literally make a wish in this moment, but also, guys, saying to fully believe. You can make a wish, but what you know to be true, what you believe to be true, what you believe in your mind is what you're going to manifest, because you are the person that is sending out the current for what you receive. Make a wish. And as you make the wish, already see yourself receiving this wish. See your wish being granted. Everybody basically take a moment, just 10, 20 seconds, close your eyes, breathe, and make your wish. Whether that's to the universe, to Gaia, to God, whoever, to yourself. Okay. She's also saying that we all need to believe in ourselves. We need to believe in our magic, in our manifestation power. The world is nothing without us. I am nothing without you, she's saying. She's saying, I am something without you. I am some body, some being, something in this universe without you. But without you, I have no purpose. Without beings to express life on earth, there is no purpose. Without creation and your ability to create, there is no reason. She's saying that we are all a fragment of one another's imagination. And there's something about life force and each and every single one of us needing each other's life force and being each other's life force. There's a sense that, and what she's bringing me to, and she's saying that we'll know this to be true when there's a life lost, we feel it. We all feel it. And it's not that the life has stopped living, and she's talking about in an energetic sense, but she's saying that this individual's life in terms of having a human experience has ended, regardless of if it's a family member or not. We feel it. If you see it, you feel it. If you hear about it, you feel it. And it's because we are all interconnected. We share life force, regardless of if we are like immediate family or not. There's interconnectedness. Now she's saying that there's an interconnectedness that we all should be tapping into. A common ground with all beings on earth that we could all be tapping into. A common goal, a common interest. And that's love, I feel. And really what she's saying as well is that we all need to be open to understanding. Be open to sharing who you are with each other because we may find similarities. She's also saying allow judgment sometimes. Judgment will bring space for more understanding. Instead of chastising, teach or help somebody understand. She's saying that many of us have been taught what it is for somebody to judge. Many of us have been taught what hate looks like or sounds like. But what she's saying is that it's more important on what it feels like. What does it feel like? What does it feel like this person is intending to say? We all don't have access to the same level of vocabulary, or we all don't have access to even the same amount of words. And sometimes we use words in the wrong way. Sometimes we just say things in a way of what it sounds like we mean because we don't have the words to really express what we mean. And she's saying sometimes things come out of people's mouth and it sounds like they're being judgmental, it sounds like they're being rude, it sounds like they're being disrespectful, condescending, talking down to you, being prejudiced, but really it's a lack of vocabulary. And they're saying it's not a lack of smarts, it's a lack of vocabulary. It's a lack of having literally an ability to express with the right words. And instead of seeking to punish somebody for that, look towards understanding. Because in their judgment, sometimes it's them trying to understand. Sometimes when somebody says something and it comes off as a judgment or that they're even slightly racist, really sometimes it's them trying to understand. And it's not about making excuses. This is why everybody's saying pay attention to how it feels to what this person is saying. Journey. We're all on our journeys. Everybody's on a different journey. We're all at different levels. Right now, some people are just coming towards the light. They're just stepping out of the darkness. For actually, Gaia is saying for many, the shadow has been their path, has been their journey. And she's saying, wow, that in fact for the collective, that has been the journey. And for a few, they've been taking off their hood and realizing that there is light, but it's for us to that you have to take yourself into the light. But right now, I'm feeling like there's more people, more so on like not a mass collective level, but the light's being basically everyone's being made aware of the light, and there's a choice. And now it does feel more so on a mass collective level, because there's no hiding from the light. It's there, it's out, it's visible. Yes, they're saying with social media, everything's visible now. It's more so about a choice, and it's about if people are ready. They also bring me to cognitive dissonance. A blossoming of understanding, of connectedness. This is the journey. Can I just ask for more clarity on this journey on the collective? More people are aware of the light, of the energetic world, of more so of the universe, I want to say, and our connectedness to the universe, to the stars. Confirmation. One moment, let me just shut the door. So yes, to the stars, but we're also coming to more of this understanding, like as I was saying, that it's on us. You see how this flower, this lotus, I want to say, is in between this individual's hands, and her hands are lit up with light, golden light, hands for healing. It's on us to heal ourselves. It's on us to take our healing into our own hands, to blossom, to grow. And that is coming to becoming, that is coming into more of a conscious understanding or a conscious knowing that we have to go within ourselves to heal. We have to physically walk the path of healing. We have to physically walk the path of the light. We can't expect somebody to walk it for us. We can't look to a figure and expect this figure to come and help us and do it for us. And for some reason, she's presenting Jesus. You can't look towards somebody else and expect them to basically heal you. It's your body. You have free will. You have free choice. The choice is yours to heal yourself, to gain a better understanding of the universe, to free your mind. To free the mind. See, I'm getting there's integration happening for many. I'm getting wings of steel. Obviously, these are wings of fire, but I feel wings of steel. And for some reason, I'm getting something to go about being prepared for battle. This feels more so like a spiritual. I don't want to go into any dark energy. It's not feels like dark energy, but people might perceive it as. But it's like spiritual warfare. Being prepared. I don't know whether this is a physical battle, like a spiritual warfare that manifests in the physical world between like maybe government and the everyday people, or whether this is something more on an energetic sense in the astral or whatever. I'm seeing kind of both, and obviously the spiritual reflects the physical reflects the spiritual, so often what goes on in the spiritual is manifested down in the physical. But right now there's this energy of like weapons of the light. Okay, the fight is not between light and dark. the battle's not between light and dark. If the light isn't between good and evil, there's no such thing, is what energy's saying. That's kind of, I know that there's no such thing either. Like there's no such thing as black magic or dark magic or white magic. It's just intention. And they're saying it's not a battle between the forces of light and dark or evil. It's perspective. The battle is between perspective. They're saying beings of the shadow have the same perspectives as the beings of the light. Beings of the light have the same perspective as beings of the shadow. And they're saying on both sense. So they're saying that you have to see it more so like this. Say there is good, evil, and then there's good and evil. There is the good that agree with the good evil, and there are good, like the bad good, that agree with the bad evil. Does that make sense? Basically, there are beings of the light and beings of the dark that have a positive perspective. Beings of the light, beings of the dark that have a negative perspective. But again, whether you perceive their perspectives as light or dark or good or bad or positive or negative, even that is a matter of perception. And there's something about the battle is between perception, perspective, understanding. And I'm also hearing reason. Desire. I feel like these are connected, these two cards, for some reason. Is the energy of like needing to choose what we want. Again, there's this energy of our healings being in our own hands. Let me see what else this deck is saying about this desire card. Can we have another card for the desire card? Destiny. Choosing what we want. Choosing the path, what path is right for you. What do you stand by? What perspective do you stand by? She's also saying, how do you wish to decorate your life? What aesthetic do you wish to dress over your life? Will determine what perspective or path you choose. For some reason, I'm being shown like goths or emos, and they're showing me as them, they're saying that, like, showing me them as being good people. Obviously, they're not bad people just because they're goths or emos, but they're talking about perspective. And they're also showing me more of a... see, it's hard to explain because it's like they're the same energy, but expressed differently. So they're showing me more somebody in a goth outfit, but black, and then another one in more of a goth outfit, but the outfit's more pink, but it's still rocky and edgy with like buckles and big boots, if that makes sense. They're saying like either one, basically they're saying there is no difference. It's just about perspective. I don't know how this read's going to resonate with everybody, but it's just about perspective. And we're being asked to choose what perspective do you choose. And it feels more so that of the light or that of the dark or that of the light or that of the shadow. It's saying, remember the path of the shadow is all about healing, acknowledgement of your pain and your suffering. The path of the light is about healing, the acknowledgement of your pain and your suffering. Both are about the transmutation of pain and suffering into joy and bliss and understanding. The crone. And this is, for me, she's the witch of the shadow. And she has an energy of kind of coming in and stepping in to assist those on their shadow journey. I'm also hearing guiding them through the universe, through the stars. It's like she's always with us when we're in our lowest. When we feel that we're like, they say that the witch of the shadow isn't like literally just a witch of the shadow. It's representing an individual, and they're saying that whenever you feel your lowest, there's always something there, and it feels like sometimes for some of us it's our guardian angel, sometimes it's an ancestor or a relative that's passed over, sometimes it's even like a celebrity energy that we've connected to in the physical, that we feel strongly towards their music or strongly towards their films. The witch of the shadow comes and manifests many times when we're at our lowest in many different forms. And she's saying, energy saying, Gaia saying that this energy is what keeps a lot of people going. Generally, we feel that we're at our lowest or that we can't make it through, or where you may feel very depressed, or if you've ever had a time where you felt suicidal and you thought, how do I make it through? It's the witch of the shadow giving you that push, that energetic nudge that you can make it through, that you're experiencing this because it's necessary, that there's light at the end of the tunnel, but you have to keep wisdom, you have to keep your childlike spirit, you have to be resilient, you have to have fearlessness towards your emotions, towards your trauma, towards darkness. Yes, you have to have fearlessness against your emotions, against your darkness. This is the Queen of Water, Queen of Emotions. Look how her face is so stern, not taking no shit. It's kind of like not being ruled by your emotions, kind of closing your eyes to the emotions and not letting it affect you. Okay, so we're going to pull a few cards from the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell, and then we're going to close our eyes and channel a message from Mother Gaia, see what message she has to bring forward for July 2021. The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. This is talking about the connectedness of our mind, of being connected. Yeah, of being connected. I feel like this is somebody more so like relaxing with their emotions again. For some reason, energy's kind of changed. Gaia's changed the energy of the read. It's kind of turned into more like not a personal read, but like I'm talking to you, like a general read. Sorry. There is more so a need of us to kind of really. She's saying detach. When going to memories of trauma as a child, there's an energy of needing to detach, a level of detachment that needs to occur whilst doing this. There's something about our childhood traumas are our most severe traumas. They're the things that we've locked away for the longest. They're the things that they're often the hardest to deal with, because it's when we are our most vulnerable, but also our least understanding in terms of like adult emotion. And quite often as we grow, we develop these adult emotions alongside our childhood emotions, which just makes it very hard to kind of connect back to these memories, because there's so much emotion connected to it. So there's a need for detachment, so that the story can develop. There's something about when we go back to childhood trauma or childhood wounds, that we don't even allow the childhood event to develop or to play over, because there's so much connection, we block it. We need to detach so that it can be ran through. And there's something about once they're showing it me like it's a movie or like a reel. And once you've watched the whole reel, once you watch the whole movie, it's over. It's done. There's something like that is the healing, that is the blossoming. You just have to go through it once. You just have to go through it once for it to be healed, for the trauma to be gone. I remember Soul Plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. This is basically confirmation, really, about the read and what this has been about. The need to go within, to connect with emotions, to kind of also use the intuitive mind with you kind of being all up in this purple. But with this individual sat above this blue, it's like sat in her emotions, connecting, surrendering to them. There's a need for us to be doing this at this time. Gaia is saying also allow her into our mind space. She's also saying breathe her in. Something about connect to Gaia with breath. When outside in the air, really breathe her in, really feel her, really allow her to feel our lungs, to fill our mind space. She's also talking about connecting our heartbeat to the heartbeat of the earth. And if I'm right, I feel like it's like the breath of the earth is every 60 seconds or something like that. The earth breathes every 60 seconds, if I remember reading it right. I'm sure I read that somewhere or heard it somewhere. I probably watched a video on it or something. But there's something about us needing to connect, just here and there, our breath or our heartbeat. I don't know how you can catch your heartbeat. Can you change the rhythm of your heart? Sorry. Yes, I feel like there's a need to connect our breath or our heartbeat to the rhythm of the earth. Also something about creating a safe haven, because it feels like this individual's almost in like a bird's nest. Okay. She's saying to, when dealing with like your most traumatic emotions, to make sure that the space that you're going to enter this. She's saying if you know that you're about to deal with traumatic emotions or sadness or any lower vibrational emotions that you don't want to really feel so intensely, or that you know is going to be intense, go to a room that is the most calm. Something about combating that energy. So basically, I would go to the most calm room, maybe my bedroom, meditating there if I know that I'm going to maybe work on trauma or something. I don't know why, I feel like I need to pull one card from the Nature's Whispers Oracle deck, and then we're going to close our eyes and channel a message from Mother Gaia. Also, I apologise if I end up being in the channeling and snot runs down my face. When I'm in channeling, I don't really like to move or come out of it or open my eyes unless it just happens. So I might not be able to wipe my nose. So I apologise. And I think I'll wipe my nose just one last time before we do the channeling. Intuition, you are worth it. See, I'm getting an intuitive message already, especially with this. When we access our minds, when we allow ourselves to go in, even when we allow Gaia into our minds, there's so much growth that can happen, so much blossoming that can happen, so much ascension that can happen, and it really all derives from the mind space. It's about freeing the mind to allow the ascension to really occur. Yes, the heart is the portal of love, but the mind is the portal of overstanding and understanding and knowing. And not knowing in terms of knowing because the heart feels the knowing, but the brain is the record keeper, if that makes sense. It's what checks off each level and says that, okay, we've learnt this, so we're at this level of ascension. We've learnt this, so we're at this level of ascension. But you have to go into your mind, you have to unlock the mind to begin going on the levels of ascension. And you have to kind of do it yourself. You have to paint, you have to go within, you have to be the artist. You have to take yourself on the journey. You have to choose to unlock your mind for the ascension to occur. Okay, I apologise because that was meant to be for Gaia for what she wanted to bring forward, but I was already feeling the message, so we're just going to close our eyes and see what comes forward. I, Gaia, I am Gaia. I am here for you, with you. I am you. I am knowledge, I am wisdom. I am that of a higher power, just as you are. Just as the snake slithers in the grass, so do I through your heart, through your beingness, through your food, through the air. I am always there, always with you, always present. I am a part of you, you are part of me. Not just in a spiritual sense of interconnectedness, but in a very physical sense, as your organism is a part of the earth. Your bodies go in the ground, decay, and nourish the earth and whatever insects, decide to have a munch on the body. But this is only possible because you are compatible with that of the earth and that of these other beings in terms of insects and creatures that are also of the earth and part of the earth. You see, I only say this because we need to understand that there is no you without me, no me without you, no we without each other. In the sense that one dies, we all die, one lives, we all live. It doesn't really matter who is living and who is dying, because if somebody lives, we all live. If somebody dies, we all die. So what we need to also understand is, when somebody suffers, we all suffer. And the question should be, how do we stop suffering? Often, suffering equates to death. So at one level, you acknowledge suffering, you are acknowledging death. We need to understand how we're all interconnected and how, if one of us are in joy, we are all in joy. How, if you choose joy for yourself, you're choosing joy for everybody else. You wake up, if you wake up and choose joy, and you step out into a crowd of sad people, regardless of if these people are determined to be sad, they will feel your vibration. on an energetic level, maybe not on a physical level. Maybe their understanding of what it feels like to feel energy on a physical level is not heightened enough. On an energetic level, it will be felt. And slowly but surely, if you keep emitting this energy of joy, this vibration of joy, their vibration will then begin to align with that. You see, vibrations of love, the vibrations of happiness, attract lower vibrations, vibration of sadness, vibration of anger. These positive vibrations have the ability to absorb these negative frequencies and to transmute them. But it's not an instant thing. It's a slowly but surely kind of thing, which is why it's important for us, especially light workers, to remain in as positive vibration as possible. Not saying to be inauthentic in our expression, but to remain as positive as possible so that we can keep emitting a frequency of light, so that light can continue to be spread around the world. When you continue to emit a frequency of light, remember that the light attracts moths. When you experience positive emotions and are happy and joyful, you are emitting light. These are all frequencies of light, emotions of light. So do not be surprised if people come at you with emotions of the shadow, or with sadness or anger or negativity, because that is the moths attracting towards the light. It's important to be yourself. And what does it mean to be yourself? Because really, you don't even know yourself. You see, when we gain knowledge of self, it's not that we gain knowledge of self, we gain knowledge of everybody, of the universe. That is what it really means to gain knowledge of self. We can't gain knowledge of self because on an individual level, in terms of who am I, because really we can only answer that for this moment, because we're forever changing, forever growing, forever evolving, ascending, descending, accelerating, decelerating. Sometimes we take 12 steps forward and 3 steps back, or 4 steps back and then 8 steps forward. But when we have knowledge of self, it just basically means that we have an understanding of everybody in relation to the universe. I feel that is enough for this moment, for this video, for this time. The gene pool is strong, the current is strong, the flow of energy on earth is strong and becoming stronger. The energy is shifting and rising. Until next time, Earth babies, peace and love. Ashe. And thank you for being present with me, for joining me for this read. I send you my gratitude. If any of these messages have resonated, feel free to like, share, subscribe. Peace and love. Ashe.